So I wanted to get a video out today. What I'm doing is planting some cantaloupe seeds. I put them on top of my fridge, threw them in this little apparatus here, and some paper towel, and they sprouted up like crazy. And as you can see, there's a lot. They almost look like sprouts. So what I'm going to be doing today, I got some soil that I sifted, which is basically me taking this and this, getting some soil, shaking it in here, and whatever is left, like the chunky parts, dropping it in different buckets, and taking that, putting it back in there, and sifting it out. This is a 12-inch net pot for hydroponics buckets. So I'm going to get these in here. I usually like to do about 3 per cell. So we'll see how that works out. Hopefully I can get them untangled without breaking the roots. At this stage, they're very delicate. So I'm going to fill up most of these with a little bit of soil. Hopefully, yeah, you see what is happening here is the root goes down into the paper towel, which I should have foreseen that coming, but you know, that's what happens whenever you leave things unattended in the gardening world, but it's okay. I'll make do with it. I'll get it apart and get it going. Recently I was watching a video of Skinny Boy Randy. He just planted some ginger out in pots, which ginger is very good for you on many levels. And if you like ginger, try your hand at turmeric. Turmeric grows about the same way and has a lot of health benefits as well. Alright, let's see if we can't get these little boogers taken apart. You see, they're all connected, but what I want you to check out is see how those roots are all fuzzy? And here, let me see if this thing will focus for you. I'm going to lose one, I can tell. But those roots are really fuzzy. That means that they're real healthy, real white. That's a good sign. It's a good sign that they're that healthy, but I only need 3. So, you know, you got to break some eggs to make an omelet. Well, whenever you're growing like this and you're growing in mass quantities, sometimes you got to break a root to get some stuff behind it. It's just the way it is. And I apologize for the wind ahead of time because it's windy out here. So, hey, puppy dogs are out here. Hey, what's she doing? You want to be in the video too? Nope, he's off. If you hear some barking, he's a barker. He likes to terrorize the little dogs next door. And it's just kind of how it goes around here. Now, I'm not covering these all the way up. I'm just covering them enough where the head's out and making sure I got all the roots covered up, which is the main idea here. Trying to get more than one, or well, 2 or 3 per pod's ideal. Because whenever you plant these, you plant them 3 per hill. And this is no particular variety, it's just plain old cantaloupes. I went the cheap route with these. I went to the store, bought a cantaloupe, ate the cantaloupe, and then grew the cantaloupe seeds, as you're seeing now. So, no big secrets, no amazing, gardening ninja stuff, just simpleness. Sometimes this can be a little bit time consuming because they do need, it does take patience to be a gardener. It's not always just throw seeds in the ground and they pop up. That is a myth. I don't care what Mike Bloomberg says. But, you know, gardening isn't that hard either. It's trial and error. It can be as hard or as easy as you make it. My thing is, have fun with it. You know, whenever I lived in Colorado and I ran the gardening club, and it was awesome because the kids loved it and it gave them something to do, it taught them something. They learned a lot about what it takes to grow a garden. They learn a lot about bugs in the garden and things of that nature. So it was quite an experience. The science teachers loved it too because their students were getting some science. So it was good stuff all around. And whenever you're doing this, you want to leave the green tops up so you can kind of see where you've already planted, or you'll just be planting on top of stuff. Yeah, some of these might actually get directly sown into the garden this afternoon. Never, ever, ever sow, if you're down here in South Florida, you don't sow seeds in the middle of the day if they're already sprouted. You'll cook them. You will fry them in a heartbeat. Up north, you can probably get away with it because you guys are still kind of springtime weather. But down here, you will definitely smoke your seeds if you do that. So you don't want to kill your seeds because this is the stage that they're the most vulnerable to everything. Bugs, heat, cold. And these are cucurbits, so I'm going to have to spray these. They're in the same family as cucumbers and things of that nature. So I usually have to spray these because of pickle worms. They eat the tar out of stuff, so gotta really watch that dreaded pickle worm. That guy is vicious. He loves him some cucurbits. Can't blame him. They taste pretty good. Alright. So I am going to continue planting all these in here, and then once I'm done, I'm going to give them a good watering and make sure that they are nice and watered, and I will put them in a shaded spot until they start showing their true leaves. And I want to make sure that I spray them with some neem oil. Like I said, down here in South Florida, it's just the way it is, guys. If you don't want to use any pesticides, you're going to have to get some type of crop cover to cover over it. That'll keep the moths. If you see little moths flying around and they're getting on your cucumbers, squash, anything like that, zucchini, you're going to have a problem. Because then you'll start to see your leaves do this weird bunching thing. They even do it to pumpkins. You start seeing like little lumps on your leaves. If you flip them over, you'll see little worms and cocoons. And they'll lay eggs. They'll chew through the flower of the plant and lay eggs down there inside the flower. And they're the same color as like a dark yellow. So, you know, that's not good in our profession there, if you will. Because that means you don't get to enjoy the food, the bugs do. So, getting some stuff done today. It's a nice day out here. It's breezy, but it's supposed to get up in the 80s. I know I got somebody up there way up north cussing me out, but that's okay. Still love you guys. Alright. Man, if you put your seeds up on top of the refrigerator to germinate them, they pop up quick. And I mean quick. No time for messing around. Now, a lot of times whenever people are planting seeds, they'll do something called like solarizing or baking their soil. And a lot of times you're better off just buying soil if you want sterilized soil. Me personally, I don't mind it because there's certain bugs and certain funguses and things like that that are good. But down here also, reason you bake soil in South Florida is nematodes, whatever you call them. They're parasitic worms that do this thing to give your roots what they call root club, and it looks like little balls all over your roots, and that's the worm getting up in there and, you know, making a mess. So that would be one reason to definitely bake your soil or get new soil. Personally, like I said, I would rather just do it the way I'm doing it and deal with that later. And, you know, we'll see. Because I have a lot of these seeds, so, you know, it doesn't really matter to me. This is just me trying to grow a couple cantaloupes. If I get 2 or 3, I'm happy. And that's another thing. Whenever you're growing stuff like this, if you're going to do quantity, you're going to get something. If you plant 500 plants, you're going to get something. You might lose a few, guaranteed. You're probably, you know, a couple might not do anything. But for the most part, you're going to produce something. So if you don't have that kind of space, and, you know, you're in an apartment or something, then you really got to watch for pests and things like whitefly and nematodes, which you just got to watch what kind of soil you're getting. Man, it's starting to get windy out here. I don't think they're calling for rain today, though. So, yeah, I mean, it just all depends on what you're trying to get done and what you're trying to achieve. Like, personally, if you're just starting out on gardening, personally, I think that you should start with things like herbs, basil, easy stuff. Radishes. If you don't like radishes, try cherry tomatoes, some lettuce. You know, but lettuce, be forewarned, doesn't do well in heat. It does a thing called bolting, where it'll shoot seeds straight up. If you're a seed collector like I am, that could be a good thing, because I like to collect a lot of my seeds, and so I have them and I can share them and all that good stuff with my northern gardeners up there in Ohio and out west. Yeah, I used to live in Colorado, and I mean, and gardening out there was way better because you could grow pretty much literally anything you wanted, vegetable wise, guys. PG-13 is the family channel. But you could grow a lot of vegetables and they would grow really, really well. They had a scare of something, salmonella in the melons, a certain melon grower out there, and that was a big issue. But other than that, you could grow corn, whatever you wanted, and it was good weather for that. Here, not so much on the corn. I'm going to try it again this year. I'm going to use some porcelain wood, but I'm not really that hopeful for it. We hear a lot of airplanes, that's because the airport's overloaded. So, but anyways, I'm going to continue planting these out, finish this up, and then I get to go bag up some fertilizer or horse poop, whatever you want to call it. But I will put these somewhere in the shade, probably in the greenhouse where nothing can mess with them, and make sure they stay nice and warm. Not hot, not too cold. It's got to be in a Goldilocks zone. These are heat-loving plants, but whenever they're little, they're easy to fry. Believe me, I've done it hundreds of times. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Go ahead, click like, subscribe, whatever, man. If you know something I don't, feel free to put it in the comments. I'm always up for learning something new. Alright guys, until next time, I'm Tin Can Gardener, and get out there and grow something. Later.